Feeling nice, cooking up with safari spice. Jerk chicken, yes, yes please. Sizzle, sizzle, got that heat. Safari spice, oh let it flow. Feel that rhythm, let it go. Dancing while we cook tonight. Safari spark your delight. Ooh yeah, let's pop flavors blend. Feel the groove, don't let it bend. In the kitchen. Hey guys, how's it going? Mic check. Put a one in the comment if you can hear my voice. Mic check, mic check. Put a one in the comment if you can hear my voice. How's it going, guys? I'm just going to podcast tonight, so I will not be having my video on, but I'm here just to catch up. As I promised, I said I was going to try to come in here every day and report on this case until we get the verdict. And I'm basically doing the best I can. I hope you guys all had a good Father's Day weekend. It was really nice. I hope everybody, shout out to all the fathers, uncles, coaches, teachers. I mean, it takes a village. Everybody that stepped up and has been doing it. Thank you. Shout out to y'all. Before we get started, um, grab something to eat. I'm taking some iced coffee right now. Um, you know the house rules. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I'm trying to grow. Thank you for everybody that have actually been watching me and really enjoying my shorts. And it's really intense. It looks like we're coming down to the home stretch of this thing. Um, Grab some food, guys. Grab like whatever you like. I don't know, chips, dips, cookies. I know we really shouldn't be eating this late, but some people are night hours. Some people are up late working, sleeping. I mean, whatever you guys do. But listen, before we get started, shout out to the legendary Tupac Shakur. It is his birthday. Tupac Shakur, I believe he would have been 54 years old today. Was he born in 71, I think? Happy birthday to Pac. How nice is that? I'm sharing my screen. If you're looking at the screen, you can see a picture of him. Military, beautiful, poetic, funny, sensitive, passionate, thug life, artistic, empathetic. Mm. How much is he's so missed, right? So missed, loved, respected, treasured. One of the great. Shout out to my other best friend and my daughter's godmother, Hungju. So it's her birthday too. Happy birthday, Juju. What do you guys think Pac is thinking in heaven? He's laughing, he's dancing, he's disappointed, he's smoking a cigar, he's having some cognac, he's looking at the people, black people just shaking his head. It's just crazy, man. He tried to tell us. He tried to tell us a long time ago. I don't know if y'all ever remember his album Machiavelli. The artist is on here on Instagram. You guys ever remember the album Machiavelli? Of course you guys do. But I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on. The back of the album cover. You guys already know what I'm gonna show. I feel like 50 Cent a troll. Here we go. Here's the look at my screen. So I guess this is the art. Is this the artist? It's going viral again. The infamous Machiavelli back cover, art history and controversy. I'm not exactly proud of this piece. I hid it for a long time out of my portfolio, but its place in hip hop history is undeniable. Originally created as the back of the cover for Machiavelli, the 7 Day Theory album under Tupac's discretion, this artwork reflects the fierce rivalry and intense emotions of the era. The piece portrays Notorious B.I.G. as a pig in a bad girl shirt, Puffy in a pink tutu, and Dr. Dre being bent over by a drag queen. Oh, gee.
It's a controversial image capturing a moment when beef in the rap game beyond lyrics. This artwork may not be something I stand behind now, but it's important and is impossible to overlook. For a limited time, I'm offering an 18x8 museum quality archive print of historical piece. While it represents a raw and unfiltered part of this past, it also stands out as a reminder of the time. Guys, if you guys have money to get some of these artists and buy some of their artwork and frame it and put it away for your kids or your grandkids, because it doesn't seem like so now, but one day it's going to be a lot. Look at this. If you guys could look at this, look at Diddy. He drew him with a headband, a crown, big brass, a tutu, and some ballerina shoes. I can't even go on here and say with Dr. Dre. And why is the transvestite is white? Look at this with the nail. It's like, oh my god. That's why he was saying he can't really couldn't post this right now. And then this Biggie Smalls is a pig background. This is crazy. So Machiavelli came out. So this was Tupac's. This was Tupac told him how to draw this. What year did Machiavelli come out? Let me look it up on my phone. You know, I stay on Chat GPT. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what year Machiavelli came out. Let me see. Go ahead. Again, guys, put a one in the comment if you can hear my mic. I'm trying to do a mic check. Let me see. What year did Machiavelli come out? Gotta be 90, 95. What year did Machiavelli? Was it 95? I don't know. I'll look it up. That's crazy. Look at this picture, guys. Look at this. The pig, bad girl. And then I remember there was an interview where Tupac was like the energy he was getting from Diddy. He didn't trust it. He thought he was with underage. So here's the artist right here. Here's a gentleman who drew the photo. He said he's not proud of it, but it's a part of the culture. Look how he drew Diddy with the like. So Puff knew. Wendy Williams knew. Puff tried to tell us keep him away. I remember he was just saying not so much that he was bisexual or anything, but more about minors. But he was afraid. Here goes some more of his artwork. All right, shout out to the late great Tupac Shakur. Happy birthday to him. And then on Father's Day, 50 Cent is such a troll, and he's always putting these pictures. He had another picture of him in the white suit talking about he's ready to go to FO. What did he say on 50 Cent now? What did he say now on Father's Day? 50 Cent, oh, it's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to the little B. Have full custody soon, you little B. We'll be back on OnlyFans in no time, you little B. But how is your day going, little? Is that the way to get custody, really? I mean, come on, guys. What are you, 50 years old? That's not the way how you go about custody, you know? And you weren't aware about all of this before? You guys don't think 50 didn't know about this before? And then you need to choose the type of women that you have children with. What does that say about him, right? Oh, 50, what are we going to do about him? Okay, then Michael Jordan was upset. Michael Jordan was upset because Jane was like, they were cross-examining Jane Doe, and they were like, "Whoa, what was your sessions like with Diddy?" She was like, "We were the trifecta. The trifecta was great. I was Kobe Bryant. I was the MVP, and Diddy was Michael Jordan, the best there ever was." And saying that the male entertainer, he was as big as Shaquille O'Neal, the BBD. I'm like, what? So, according to the LA Times, Michael Jordan distanced himself from Diddy child claims. He's not going to play with any of that. A witness referred to as Jane testified that Diddy had engaged in S role play scenarios scenarios where the music mogul liked himself as Jordan. Michael Jordan has distanced himself to the disturbing testimony emerging from the Sean Diddy Combs ongoing legal proceeding after the NBA legend was unexpectedly name dropped in court. Mm. Michael Jordan was like, "Don't get me caught up in your shenanigans. I'm not Tiger Woods. I've had my own gossip. I'm trying to retire now, remarried. He probably has grandkids. He's buried his dad, rest in peace." He's probably like, it's 2025. You ain't getting me caught up, but then again, who knows? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't even know. All right, let's go and let's get into now this juror. What was going on? So let's get caught up. I had a few notes. I'm gonna read them real quick. So while we get into that, hmm so of course Diddy's trying to say, "Oh, we can't cook the juror off because the juror is black," and just because jurors are black, don't mean they're with all the shenanigans. Honestly, please. That does not mean, I don't think race has anything. He's trying to do that whole Johnny Cochran, if it don't fit, you must acquit, and all this is racist and all that. And I don't think that's going to work in this case because the majority of the jurors, from what I understand, are black, even with juror number 6 being removed. Now I don't know what's going on with the second juror. Did you guys hear anything about the second juror? I'm so confused. Did a second juror get called off the case? Are they investigating a second juror? Do you know which one it is, or do you know why? I wasn't really sure. You probably came up on here for me to tell you, but I'm trying to figure out. Hold on, let me see. When worse goes to worse, ask Chat GPT, right? Chat GPT is always going to be your best friend. Let me see. Let me ask Chat GPT. Is a second juror being dismissed from the Sean Diddy Combs trial? One second, guys. I'm looking up. Because I know juror number 6, the judge was like, he's going to make up his mind today. He was like, don't leave and don't come back because he was lying. You have to live in the District of New York to serve in New York, but I guess his address or something was in Jersey. So, they're watching all these jurors. I don't know these jurors thinking they're not sequestered. They could keep it moving and yada, yada, yada. There is a possible second, according to Chat GPT. Let's go. This is what it was. First dismissal. Yes, juror number 6 was removed Monday for inconsistent answers about residence, replaced by a white male or alternative, despite defense objections. Yeah, I heard there's a white male from upstate Westchester who's married with kids. I forgot what he does for his career, but he replaced him. Possible second dismissal. Prosecutors said they don't want to automatically dismiss the next juror just because the first was removed, but they are open for future questionings after reports of the juror receiving a text message asking if he was juror number 6, a serious breach of juror conduct. What? So that means that they're reading these jurors' text messages. He received a text message if he was juror number 6. So these jurors may be compromised. Who's texting the juror? Remember, like I told you guys, Dana Tran, Diddy's baby mother from Baby Mother Love. Doesn't she own a cybersecurity, or she was hacking? She know how to prevent hackers or hack people. This is crazy. So I don't think the race card is going to work because there are more black jurors from what I understand. And what did you guys think about Kanye popping up? My last live, I talked about Kanye coming up. Do you think that if Kanye was in prison facing life, do you think Diddy would have popped up for him? I don't think so. Because guess what? When Shyne was in prison those 10 years, did he ever pop up and support Shyne? No, he did not. I heard also today in court, the juror, they played, out of the 9 FO videos they played 3 for the jurors for 3 minutes each. So the jurors had to sit there and watch 9 minutes of FO video. I heard they were very They were very like serious. They like took it very serious and was paying attention and all that stuff. So it sounds like juror number two, no, the second juror will possibly get kicked off because somebody was texting him if he was juror number six or some, I don't know. He's compromised. He or she. He or she sounds like he may be compromised. I also heard, did you hear on Friday? Was it Friday or Thursday? That Diddy was crying in jail. It's probably a lot of pressure facing life. I don't know what that's like. Did you guys hear that? I'm not sure if that's true or not. So let's see. Yeah, Diddy did not support Shyne. Let's read what this one statement is right here. This is from Shapiro. This was sent on the 15th, which was, I think, Friday or Saturday. It was sent via email from Shapiro to the judge, Judge Arun. Okay, let me try and make this a little bigger. The defense submits this letter in further support of its vigorous opposition to striking the juror, a black man. Mr. Combs would be substantially prejudiced by the dismissal of the juror, and because there is no factual basis to remove him under Fazio, the court lacks discretion to do so. Moreover, if it supposed inconsistencies in his answers to the court questions were truly of concern. If the court strikes juror, we respectfully request that a mistrial be declared. Oh God, this is the third mistrial. I'm telling you, this Shapiro, he be steady on that mistrial, mistrial, mistrial. This is the third mistrial because if they're gonna mistrial it. They just gonna back it up. They're gonna run it back. He's gonna sit in jail for 2 to 3 years. Shapiro's gonna get a check. He's gonna get paid the whole time. He's gonna be on retainer, and by that time, maybe you know 57 might no longer be president, so there won't be a pardon. So it's not like you get a mistrial. This is the third time they call for a mistrial. It's not like he's going to walk out. We understand that the court has refused to find any discriminatory motive in the government's actions with respect to its peremptory strikes or this motion. However, we respectfully and regrettably disagree. The government's motion must be evaluated in light of the entire history of this investigation and prosecution and not in isolation. Unfortunately, when considered against that background, it is impossible to believe that this motion is merely a good faith attempt to raise a valid question about the jury's integrity rather than an effort to take advantage of the opportunity to strike yet another blackmail from the jury. There is no valid basis to dismiss a juror to begin with, as the court noted during the morning session of Friday. It does not have discretion to remove a juror where there's a bias in the removal of the juror or where there would be prejudice to the defendant, with prejudice meaning that the discharge is without factual support of legally irrelevant reason. The guy lied. What do you want? There's two things they want to know. Two things they want to know. When you go be a juror, right? They're going to ask you, I don't serve on jury duty. And I'm not going to tell you why. But I don't. But there's two things they're going to want to know. One, where do you live? Because you must live in the city or the state where you're serving. That's number one. And number two, have you been arrested? That's it. One and two. That's all. And the guy lies. So he's compromised. That's it. I don't know what more to tell you. It is what it is. He lied. So, what did you think about KK? KK dropped a whole bunch of text messages today. Well, we'll get into that. Were you surprised? I think Brandon Paul was supposed to testify today. He didn't come in today. He's probably going to come in tomorrow. Also, like I said, if Kanye West was in prison, do you think Diddy would have went to visit him if he was facing life? Especially after you see here, Shyne. He did 10 years for Shyne. And Diddy didn't go visit him. Let's listen to this old interview from Shyne. Shout out to Ticker TV for posting it. Let's play this old.
Who supported Shyne Pope? Make hits till my last breath. Money's in rubber band. Rapper Shyne says that Sean Diddy Combs destroyed his life in 1999 club shooting. He pretty much sent me to prison, Shyne Pope said. What else does Shyne say in this article? Let's get into this article a little bit. From the New York Post. Former Bad Boys rapper Jamal Michael Barrow slammed Sean Diddy Combs for ruining his life by making him the fall guy in his 1999 nightclub shooting, New York nightclub shooting. He pretty much sent me to prison, Shyne said. This is someone who destroyed my life, he said. He repeatedly said of the 10-year sentence he got for defending the long disgraced rap superstar, right? Barrow said he was in New York in 99 as an 18-year-old kid just wanting to do nothing more than make his mother proud and make Belize proud and be recognized for my talent and take over the world. Instead, he says he became the fall guy for Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy or Puffy, when 3 people were injured after Combs fired a shot into the ceiling of a Midtown dance club while with then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez.
Okay, so we all know that Shyne took the fall, but Diddy was paying witnesses. He was paying off the witnesses, right?
Shyne him.
Let me go to his interview. Hold on.
Out, nigga. After keep it 100, but ain't nobody. You ain't hitting it right. I can't fool with you, whatever. I'm gonna have to hold it down. Right. You saying, listen, bro, she lying or whatever you say. I'm calling her because she helps me. Yeah, those are the things that you understand are unacceptable. You don't have to hold my hand. You don't have to do nothing, but don't try to hurt me. Right. That's intentional. When I tell you that she's lying, when every witness that you called said that they didn't see her where she said she was at, when she's saying that my brother Wolf, God bless the dead, was telling me, yo, Shyne, what's wrong with you? What are you doing? Like, this woman was the most damaging witness of any witness. She was worse than the prosecution's witness. Right. Which destroyed me because the prosecution is saying I'm this belligerent, reckless, okay, corralled fella. And then my co-defendant is saying the same thing. That was it. So, that's what I'm talking about. Justice wasn't served here, and that somebody turned his back on you, and that, and that all this stuff is going to find its way into the music. Yeah, you dig? I mean, it's like if you read, interviews I've done in the past. Well, actually, I did one interview. I said all that, and, so it was like I moved on in a sense. There are going to be more records, but it's like when I overcame the why, and I understood the why, then it's like, I removed the blame from him and understood there was no one to blame because this was ordained. You dig? So, it's like Jesus, when Judas did what he did, Jesus told Peter that he was Satan. His own disciples say, you're Satan, get behind me, and let Judas do what he's supposed to do. And that's how I look at that guy. He did what he was supposed to do. It was ordained for that entire situation to go down the way it went down. You dig? So And I'm telling y'all, bro, y'all have to understand this is why, and you ain't with an answer. Man, we already know. It's not a matter of, turning your back on me. Like, how do you call a witness to testify against your comrade? Yeah, y'all seen that, right? So these are all the things, because this is the part. I didn't trust him. I had a big ego as a young kid. 19 years old, 18 years old, I become a millionaire. I go from drinking sugar water because we were so poor to, eating bread with condensed milk and sometimes going to sleep with nothing and become a millionaire. So I know, the Kanye song was my anthem. Can't tell me nothing. Nobody could tell me anything. I thought I was that guy, and I was that guy. I did it. But there was so much more to do. But initially, there was a competition. It was like, I thought I was Diddy. Yeah. And I wasn't. And I got to think. So initially, I didn't trust him because I didn't trust anybody. I come from Brooklyn. My friend got his brains blown out when I was, 15 years old. I grew up with people, sell their friends out, snitch on them, kill them. Yeah. That's where I come from. So I didn't trust anyone. And I definitely was not, ready to just open up. And then I thought I was the guy. And I'll never forget, there was a young lady I was dating, one of the most, highest selling recording artists ever. And we had an argument. And she was like, "You are nobody. You haven't sold one record." Oh, she checked you. She checked me crazy. And that was like from the hand of God. It was a slap from the hand of the heavens because it brought me to where I needed to be. I needed to have focus. I needed to have perspective. And I needed to have some humility. I know hip hop is a bombastic culture, and it's a culture where you will everything. And so that takes some arrogance, it takes some ego, it takes some confidence, but you can't get too much ahead of yourself. And I was way ahead of myself without putting in the work that was necessary. And Diddy was the key to unlock where I was going. So I had to respect his mentor role, and I had to trust that he sold, hundreds of millions of records, and that's the reason that I came here. I didn't come here to date the girls that he was dating. Right. I didn't come here to drive a Bentley. Yeah. I came here to sell millions of records and let my voice be heard and be recognized for my talent. So at this point, life is mostly good. You're on a roller coaster. You're making music. You're meeting a lot of famous people. Yeah. Right? Diddy is a partner in your music. You're working, and then it all kind of comes to a crashing halt on December 27th, 1999. Yeah. So how did that night begin? Well, that night began like any other night where, we go out and we're going to try to have a good time. Only difference with that night is 30 days before that, I had been shot at in front of Daddy's house studio, which is why I even had a weapon. Right, which is important in the documentary. Prior to you getting shot, you didn't own a weapon. No, I had no reason to have a weapon. I thought I had left the streets of Brooklyn, and I thought I was in this Disney world of musicians and entertainment, and there was no need for me to have that. But after that night in front of Daddy's house, I realized I was back in the war grounds of Brooklyn, Vietnam, and that, I at that stage, you don't go to law enforcement. I'm not the 46-year-old. I wasn't who I am today. Yeah. So I had to take matters into my own hands. Yeah. And so definitely going to the club that night, I didn't go there with the intent to do anything other than to, have a good time. Yeah. But I was hyper aware of whatever dangers could be. Okay. And it definitely was dangerous. A few people were threatening us. Someone definitely pulled out a gun, and I was defending myself, Diddy, J-Lo, and all the friends that were with us, because it only takes a second for someone, to pierce one of your vital organs, and you'll cease to exist. At what point did you realize it was dangerous? When a gentleman that I know by the name of Scar, who passed away, was killed in Brooklyn, I started screaming, "I'm going to kill you," because I know him from Brooklyn, and I know that he's capable of that. And and then I saw someone else pull out a weapon. Yeah. So you said you had your weapon on you that night. Yeah. Did you fire the weapon? Yeah. This is the part where everybody.
So, guys, you see, Shyne is just saying that, he was poor, he made millions, he got a big ego, he was 21 years old, and he thought he was defending Diddy, Wolf, and J-Lo at the time, or Puff, because he previously had seen friends get shot. A lot of people had guns in Brooklyn, and it was rough. And he was actually defending. He's like, I'm part of the bad boy family. I'm going to protect you. And then Diddy just lays him out to dry because he gets the worst witness, pays the witness off allegedly, and he's left with a public defender while him and Wolf have Johnny Cochran and everything. I think he knew he was going to have some problems trying to do that with Wolf because Wolf had some power in the street. Not saying that Shyne didn't, but he left him with a public defender. And, he never snitched. He never said nothing. He did the 10 years and then he got deported. So he said, God, it was ordained. He realized why that happened to him because it was ordained. And then that's how, but Diddy never went to go see him. He distanced him. He was like, I don't know him. He went from being like, his mentor and everything to just leaving him out to dry. So that was that. So, guys, also too, I heard that Gina, victim number 3, who they were trying to say they couldn't locate, but I doubt that because I think the marshals could locate anyone. I don't know if she did a deal with Diddy's attorneys and they paid her off, but I heard that the prosecution has a sworn statement from her. She already did a public interview, but I heard that they have a live statement from her. Sorry about that. They have a sworn statement. Like I said, the prosecution has a sworn statement from Gina. I didn't hear it go into testimony yet, but they do. Also, KK today in court, they read her text messages. They had subpoenaed her text messages when they did the raid in the house, and they took the their cell phones. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up. Today, Brandon Paul, I think, was supposed to testify, but he didn't. So they came and they took. Had her cell phone, so they were talking about her text messages. Mhm. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't see any photos of the phones. I thought there were some photos on here. Okay, so basically, they ran back all the credit card statements from Bad Boys Enterprise credit card statements and KK's text messages about get this, pay for that, pay for the hotel, pay for the airfare, go run and get the rugs, buy this, pay the entertainers, everything. I think he was spending about $350,000 a month on just the FOs. Are you guys surprised KK didn't testify? She didn't turn. Let me know. So what's gonna happen after this case? And she's gonna get charged. If Diddy's not guilty, right? Then she walks. She's just playing Russian loop. She's gambling. She's like, I'm fine. I walk. I'm fine. But if she's not a co-defendant, she doesn't flip against Diddy. That means she's gonna have her own trial. Her, D-Rock, Uncle Paulie, Ruben, all of them. They're gonna have their own trial. Is that what's gonna happen? Let's see what Inner City Press had to say today. Let's see. So, according to ABC News, Sean Diddy Combs trial update: the juror was shown FO videos before court adjourns for the day. Oh boy. Yeah, I believe they watched 3 out of the 9. They talked about juror issues. They discussed financial documents, FO payments. I see the messages between Combs and the male entertainers, travel, judge upload, discretionary dismiss, jury had 612. Shout out to Inner City Press. Let's see what he had today. Let's see what he posted today. We do know that Brandon, the Mule, used to be a basketball player, a college basketball player. He did not testify today, as if we thought he was on schedule. So probably tomorrow. I think the prosecution is going to rest their case on Wednesday, and then Thursday is the holiday for Juneteenth. Did he double take, lay down the law, the Americans with Disability Act? What is this? After the court referred to the parties in the case of mediation session was scheduled for June 13th. Meanwhile, in the case of the trial, court ordered parties to submit certain joint pre-trial materials. Okay, Christina Quorum, Bruce KK. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to today. Oh, he looks stressed. Oh, he's got all his attorneys around him. There they go. Brian Steele, Agnifical. How do you say Agnifical? Brian says his lawyers, and he's sitting there. They said he kept coming to court with the Bible, and they said you need to stop coming in here with the Bible. Don't bring the Bible anymore. So he got some book of manifestation. Can he manifest? Can he manifest a win? He's trying to manifest his own. I'm going to win. I'm going to win. This is so crazy. Okay, let's see what's today. In defense of the argue, the court removed the juror. The juror should also be removed, while the government disagrees with linking the issues involving juror with those involving juror. The government reviews his transcripts of the court instructions, and the jury suggests a further fact burn. It's about kicking off juror number 6. They told him, get out of here. That's what today was really about, that these 2 jurors got to go. They compromised, guys. They're coming home and spying in the back. If you was on this case and you wasn't sequestered and you come home, you're like, it's Friday night. It's about 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock. It's the middle of summer. You're hot. You're a deli worker or something, allegedly, and you're making whatever minimum wage, and you go home and you find a bag of cash, $100,000, marked dollars. What would you do? Would you say anything? Next thing you know, you kicked off. Okay, let's see. Can you send me? Okay, so this must be KK's Texas, I guess. I'm just gonna go through it, and we're gonna figure it out. Okay, as Cassie calls Jules. Agent Pell, as Cassie calls Jules. Jules was one of the entertainer. This is going back. Can you send me the hotel info about to smoke? What are you doing? What up? I asked him to drive around, and we'll hit him up when we want him to come up. They have an FOs for Christmas. Sean Combs sent a text message to Cassie Ventura in early 2013 asking if she wanted to celebrate Christmas belated with an FO. You horny? Combs began to exchange a gem. Oh yeah, Ventura. So, oh Lord. Would you want to celebrate Christmas and have an FO tonight or Friday? He asked his girlfriends at the time before sending another message saying he had her Christmas presents. What? There might be a glitch in the thread again. We're not seeing it. Play from 10:30 to 11 minutes. Okay, Special Agent Penland, I want to direct the attention of line 23. I will read Mr. Combs. You read with Miss Ventura. You horny? Would you want to have an FO? Can you send me the hotel info? About to smoke. What are you doing? What up? I asked him drive around. I'm a little bit more as excited than the last time. Dress casually and bring baby oil. Did they go with the baby oil? Casual, yes. Baby oil, no. Because Cassie, baby oil, no. On my way to El Hermitage somewhere. Do you mind driving around till I tell you? Wow. We could break here. Let me see, Counselor Cyborg. George, you may leave for the day. All arise. Defend the expert, Alex Barr, innocent government. I think there's the link is broken in the chain with Inner City Press. He's doing a great job. I mean, he's covered this every day. It's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Here's Diddy right here. Okay, let's go back. Brendan Paul invokes the Fifth Amendment and is given immunity. That's for tomorrow, I believe. We thought he was going to come in today, but he didn't. I think next week they're saying the girl from HR, Diddy's HR, is going to come on his defense. Or order you detained at risk of a flight. Who's being detained? The New York court orders are not dispute. The mother put him on the notice. He was arrested. Okay, this is another story. Let's go back. There's not much on here today. Let me see. I'm going back up, guys. One second, guys. I'm gonna try and pull up these financial documents from another source. So they watched some videos, the jurors watched some videos and some flights, and there was a summary chart of dates, location, and reservations for specific hotels, the names attached, who was coming out for the FOs, any other entertainers or workers. There were flight records. August 7, 2009, and August 10th, they flew to New York City. There was a reservation at the London Hotel, and there were names: Sean Combs, Cassie Ventura, and 2 male entertainers. So they pulled up for the jurors today. They pulled up some reservations at the London Hotel for Cassie and Diddy and 2 male entertainers to prove that they were traveling over there. Let's see what else they did. Hold on. They're pulling up all the flight records for the male entertainers. This was in 2009. There were flights from LA, from Los Angeles to JFK. They pulling up flight records from 2011, 2013. More reservations in New York City at the London Hotel. And it's the same entertainer, Jules. It seems like the same 2009, 2011, 2013. They kept flying out from California to New York. Jules. Just basically going through flight records. This is 2009, 2011, 2013. There's several flights back and forth. And then they're looking at the text messages in the phone, and the text messages are adding up with the flights between Jules, Diddy, and Cassie. Jules told Diddy he have to cancel some parties. And then Jules is telling Diddy what days he'll be available. And so basically the male entertainers are telling Diddy what days they're going to be able to fly out. But I don't know if this was coming from KK's phone. So there's an email that came from Combs Global. Now remember, this American Express card that paid for the hotel, airfare, all the rugs, and the entertainers all came from his company cards, American Express company card. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to take the text messages or the communication from KK to the workers to Diddy and Cassie or whoever, make it make sense. Hey, book me my flight, and then book me my hotel, book me my flight, and then they're pulling up the American Express card and they're making it all connect. Oh my God. They come in with the paperwork. They're going to prove everything they've been talking about for these last 6 weeks. They pulled up an email with a male entertainer, Jules, was saying, I need a flight on this day at that time with this flight number. And the corresponding email is confirming. I don't know who the email was to, though. So Tony Bias confirms. I guess he's a Sean Combs employee. Tony Bias, I don't know, is confirming what they booked for the male entertainer. So the American Express card was over hundreds of thousands of dollars every month between Cassie, Diddy, and this male entertainer named Jules, and it was all confirmed in KK's cell phone and emails to Bad Boy's employee Tony Bias that would email and text back the London hotel, the time of the flight, how long he was staying, etc., etc. The average cost of the flights were $600. That's from Miami to LaGuardia. Then they had United Airways for $2,100. They have every airline and every price for each airline for all the male entertainers. Woo! Oh my God. I don't know if they were flying first class. It doesn't say. They're just saying the price and the date and where they were going with the American Express. So they're taking the email from the male entertainer to Bad Boys, and then they're pulling the American Express credit card statement with the flights, and then making it all make sense. Plus all the bills from the London hotel. I do remember one time, didn't Roger Barnes say Cassie got beat up and he had to go stay with her at the London hotel? He put her in there to hide. There was also at the Trump Resort and Tower. This is the London hotel. This is the London hotel where they would be in New York, the London hotel. But they're also bringing up some receipts that they had from the Trump Tower. Sounds like they went back with the American Express credit card to 2009, 2010, 2013 at the London Hotel and at Trump Tower, and with multiple airlines. Multiple airlines. Pulling up all the emails and the text messages. There's also an interstate travel component. Let me look that up. Hold on one second. Chat GPT. One second, guys. Now they're just reading text messages between Diddy and Cassie. Interstate travel component. Interstate travel component. I think they're trying to say that Jules got flown from LA to New York, from New York to Miami, back from Miami to New York, from New York back to LA, and they're basically saying that's a crime. That's basically a crime. And then what makes it RICO, what they're proving, what makes it RICO is that you used Bad Boy's American Express card. And they proved it. They proved it today. So they're saying from 2009, 2010, 2013, yada, 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 for let's just say a decade. They're just going to say for a good 5 to 10 years, you spent 100, 200, $300,000 a month to fly male entertainers across state lines. That's what made it federal. If he had just stayed in Miami and kept everything in Miami, the feds wouldn't have got involved. But once you cross those state lines, and then that's what they proved today, guys, with the American Express card and the emails and the text messages. They pulled it all together and made it make sense. And Brandon's supposed to, the mule, testify tomorrow. What did they leave the best for last? Oh my God, that was a young guy, young basketball guy too, right? Brandon Hall. Let's look him up. He'll be on here tomorrow. Going on with the inner city press. The chain was off, but it's fine. Here goes this guy, Brendan Hall, ex Syracuse basketball player. You know, he got caught at the airport with contraband. That's a federal crime if you get caught with contraband at the airport. So he probably was looking at some. Let's see how much time. Let's see how much time do you get. Hold on, I'm asking ChatGPT. I'm gonna tell you right now. 40 years in prison. Simple possession 1 year. With intent to distribute 5 to 40. Trafficking 10 to life. Smuggling 10 years. Mule 5 to 10 years. I guess he's a mule. I don't know. They probably was gonna hit him with like 10 years, easy. First offense. Then his family, who know if they had money to get a lawyer, and they were like, "You better, talk or whatever." And I don't know what these are not career criminals. Like this guy, he's young. He's got his whole life ahead of him. He got caught up in some shenanigans or whatever. I don't know if he just stopped going to class or school. I don't know. I mean, he was trying to be cool. Or, I don't think he thought he was going to be all over TMZ and all this problem. And who knows if he comes from money or not. Maybe he does, he doesn't. Even if he does, who wants to spend money on this stuff, right? Who wants to pay money for that? So he probably told the feds, "Yeah, I'll cooperate." He had no choice. He was like, "Okay, I'm going to." Where do you think he's going to go to jail? He's like, "Okay, I'm going to stay here for 10 years. I'll stay here for 10 years with Diddy." Why? For what? So he's going to talk tomorrow. So they already connected the dots with the money, with the American Express card, all the text messages from KK, all the emails from the male entertainers, all the hotels they stayed, how much they paid for the room, what days they checked in and out, what airlines they used, how many airlines they used, and made sure it all made sense. That Cassie texted that she wanted an FO on this day at this time at the London hotel, and then the worker was like, "No, I can't go on that day. I'm going to go on the other day." And he emailed the higher ups, and they agreed, and they proved the whole RICO because he paid with it with his American Express card, his company card. If he had just stayed in one state, let's say he lived in let's even say Nevada. That's what I was going to say. Okay, bear with me right now. Thinking about something. Let's say Nevada. Because I think Nevada is legal. Nevada might be legal. So let's say he stayed in Nevada where all of this is legal. Or Vegas or whatever. And he never left the state. Kind of like Shannon Sharp. But Shannon Sharp flew that girl from LA to Nevada. So there's transportation. But if he was in Nevada, because remember, Jane testified. Listen what she testified. Jane says she went on the plane with the rapper and his wife on his private jet to Las Vegas, where they all engaged in the FO. Now that might be legal there. Maybe that's why he went there and did whatever they wanted to do, because he knew that it was legal. But all I'm just trying to say, had Diddy stayed in one state like New York or California, Nevada, Miami, whatever, and he didn't fly anybody across state lines, and he wasn't using his Bad Boy Entertainer American Express corporate card, he might not be having a federal investigation, right? Like this trial is telling you, they're telling you everything not to do. They're telling you clean up your act if you don't want to get caught. This is what he did. He was sloppy. This is what he did, and that's why now this is these guys in 2009. Let's see, 2010. No pictures, 2010. Maybe 2013. 2013. So what do you guys think the verdict is going to be? They're going to try to kick off a second juror. He's coming in there with his Bible, with his gray gums, and they watch the FO tapes. I still didn't hear anybody, I just wish that if I was on the jury, which I'm not, but if I was there, I would need someone to explain to me a little bit better about the rugs. I need to know about the rugs. Like how do these rugs, like, it's easy for someone who's not in that life to just be like, to criticize any of they wanted it, they liked it, they loved him, they still love him, they want to be with him, or they want the money or whatever. But I want to know about how mind control, if you're 19 years old, how celebrity starstruck, the mind control, if they were hypnotized, if they were really scared. I also want to know about the rugs, like opioids, ketamine. Like, how does ketamine make you feel? Ecstasy, 2C, ketamine, all this stuff. I don't even know. Does it make you hallucinate? Does he put a spell on you or some power? Because I think for someone who doesn't do drugs, trying to understand how this affects someone who does is very, very hard. And I don't think they brought an expert on there to explain that these women were captured because of drugs. But then they're going to say, well, nobody forced them, they took it their own free will, right? They're always going to come up with something else. I know Brian Steele is having a fit, because this is a make or break moment. This is a career changing, I want to win, and I want to appeal, and I want a mistrial, and, all the money. And it's crazy. When karma's karma, look, all the money, that man is sitting on what, 400 million or 50 million cash or whatever, jets and planes and this and that. And he can't get out. He's jammed up. So it is what it is, guys. Brandon will be back tomorrow. We'll go check it out. I'm out of here. Maybe tomorrow, hopefully I can turn my camera on, but I just couldn't do it today. But anyway, guys, I know I was kind of rambling. I was off topic, but that was a good Shyne interview. And like I said, happy birthday to the late, great Tupac Shakur. Let's see how this is all going to go. I'll be back tomorrow, guys. Be safe out there.